How many people are bored at their desk for how many hours every day, for how many days a week, for how many weeks a year, for how many years in their life. Progress bar is just an indicator on a screen uh, that something is happening inside the device. The classic one that's been used for years is a horizontal bar. I mean, it goes back to pre-computer versions of this. On ledgers, people fill in a horizontal bar from left to right to show how much of a task they had completed at the factory. And then something happened in the 70s that sometimes is referred to a software crisis, where suddenly computers were getting more complicated more quickly than anyone had been prepared for. From the design perspective, people were using percent down indicators in different ways. So you might have a graphical countdown clock, or it would have a line of asterisks that fill out from left to right on a screen, but no one had done a systematic survey of those things and tried to figure out how do they actually affect the user's experience of sitting at the computer. Graduate student Brad Mayers in 1985 decided he would study this. He found that it didn't really matter that percent down indicator was giving the accurate percent down. What mattered was that it was there at all. Just seeing it there makes made people feel better, and that's the most surprising thing. He had all these ideas about what this thing could do. Maybe it could make people relax effectively, or maybe it could allow people to turn away from their computer and do something else of exactly the right duration. So you look at them and say, oh, the progress bar is half done. That took 5 minutes, so I have 5 minutes to send this fax or whatever people were doing in 1985. Both of those things are wrong. Like, you are seeing the progress bar and it sort of locks your attention in a traction beam, and it turns the experience of waiting into this exciting narrative that you are seeing unfold in front of you. That somehow this time you have spent waiting in frustration has been reconceptualized as oh, progress, great stuff is happening. And you start thinking about the progress bar as something that's more dulling pain of waiting, then you can start feathering around with the psychology. So if you just have the progress bar that moves at a constant rate, and let's say that's really what's happening in the computer, that will feel to people like it's slowing down and we get bored. So you can start trying to enhance it. You can make it appear to move more quickly than it really is. You can make it move faster at the beginning, like a burst of speed. That's exciting. People feel like, oh, something is really happening. And then you can kind of move back to naturalistic growth of the progress bar as you go along. You are assuming that people are trying to focus on the passage of time. People are trying to watch grass grow, or people are trying to watch a pan of water waiting for it to boil. And then you can make it less boring, less painful, and less frustrating than it really was before. So the progress bar at least gives you the vision of a beginning and an end, and you are working towards a goal, and in some ways it mitigates your fear of death. Too much?